If you've been working remotely, you've probably seen screen sharing done wrong. If you wanted to learn how to do it right, stay tuned.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Kim.
And I'm Zach.
And we're from Hungerford Technologies.
All right, another Wednesday. Screen sharing, like we promised, we're going to be covering today. So 3 main points before sharing, while you're sharing, and after you're done sharing. We're going to cover those. This will be a quick episode. We just kind of want to help you be at ease because like we've said, you've seen it done wrong. Let's make sure you can do it right. So number 1, before sharing, practice. As the great Allen Iverson said, practice. We're talking about practice. Make sure your PC can handle it. If you have a computer that isn't able to have your Webex events or your Webex meetings share a different screen, you need to know that before you get into the meeting and or event because you're gonna be that person who did it wrong. So make sure you practice. Make sure you learn how to do it. Make sure you know the functionality. Make sure it's the right screen. A lot of times I have 3 screens. A lot of times one monitor has work, one monitor has work, and then one monitor has my emails and my chat. Not that I'm talking about anything secret, but I don't necessarily want my emails and my chat open to people who might be needing to see my work. So just make sure you're choosing the right screen when you are sharing information, because I've been that person. I've seen people share things that they didn't mean to share, and it's just like,
awkward, uncomfortable.
Yeah, you don't want that. You really don't want that.
And even if it's not sensitive data, it just doesn't look professional.
Exactly.
When you're in a meeting, it makes you feel self-conscious when you don't share the right thing.
Yep. The next part I feel like Kim does a really good job at. I don't do a good job at, and you know Ben, if you've ever seen us, he doesn't do a good job of this, but making sure that your applications with pop-ups are disabled. Kim does a great job of this because I feel like you're very organized and oh, this might pop up, and you turn it off.
Teams, your email, make sure that those notifications aren't popping up because they can end up being really distracting.
Yep. Yeah. If you're in a text thread or an email thread, it won't go away and it won't stop. So while sharing, let's dive into that for a second. So while you're sharing, before you even start sharing in Webex, it shows you what screen you're going to share. So make sure you preview what screen is the right one. Make sure you have the right information up. Remember, hearkening back to before you're sharing. Now we're implementing it. Make sure you have the right info up on your screen. We're not meeting live anymore. We're meeting virtually. So you might see me use my hands a lot. I use a lot of directions. I use my mouse pointer a lot while I'm sharing my screen because I need people to see with their eyes what I'm showing on my screen. Unfortunately, I can't point with my finger, but my mouse can do that. I usually take screenshots. I highlight in red, yellow, try to bring people's attention to the screen and where you're looking. I also
you can't point at the screen and tell people what you're trying to show them.
Yeah, I also use like verbiage. So I'll say like, oh, look at the top left of your screen. And then if you go down a couple, letters, that is where we're looking at downloads. Or I'll say, oh, the right part of your screen where it says Google, look there, but then look a little bit below that and you'll see what I'm talking about. So using your verbiage to direct people when you're screen sharing is actually very important and something that I don't think a lot of people practice. And then finally, I feel like this is a known, but sharing appropriate content. Again, you don't want to be that person who you're here watching because somebody did it wrong. You want to learn how to do it right. We were the guinea pigs and we saw people do it wrong. So that's why we're telling you what we've seen. So just make sure you're sharing.
Double check.
Always double check. Always make sure. Yeah. And then after sharing at the end, before you start looking at sensitive information, before you start reacting to emails or messaging Kim, I'll message Kim about how good we did. Or how bad somebody did. You don't want to do that, but make sure you stop sharing before you start like showing your personal things. There have been plenty of times where people have been working or presenting something, they minimize that screen, and then there's an email behind it about how they missed a payment on something, or how they're have an event to practice this, or have the meeting with this. Make sure that you've stopped sharing. Make sure that you are sharing the right thing. Make sure you stop sharing that. As you can tell, we're talking a lot about like previewing and practice and making sure you don't share the wrong thing. And then Macs. Let's talk about Apple Macs really quick. Anything from Catalina and above, there is A little bit different with them with security. So screen sharing will be a little bit different. Down below this video, we're going to link an article that I've kind of created to help with anything Catalina and above with privacy settings in regards to screen sharing. Kim, do you have anything else that you want to cover about screen sharing?
No, I think just practice, get comfortable with it, and make sure that you're sharing the appropriate content.
Exactly. Practice, practice, practice. So as always, if you're looking for a full feature free trial of Webex, or if you're a current Webex customer and you have questions, you want answers, feel free to email us info@hungerforward.tech or go to our website, hungerforward.tech. There's an archive list there of all the videos we've done in the past. Next week, we're going to be continuing this series of troubleshooting / helping you as the user get better with Webex and other things that you might have in your house or your office. As always, we appreciate you watching. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.